Hi, I'm Quarters at Remote.it, and today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of our OEM instructions for bulk provisioning. These instructions are for the device package installation, not desktop, CLI, or ConnectD. You can read all about these instructions over at docs.remote.it. We're doing the device package because this is our smallest footprint and supports cloud-based registration and inbound remote connections. This is great for deployed edge devices that could end up in any number of network scenarios, and installing remote will make it so you can access and monitor these devices. If you have a device that will need to make secure outbound remote connections, it is recommended you download the desktop or CLI. Those instructions will be covered in other videos. I am demoing this on a Raspberry Pi, but the instructions should be the same for all Linux packages. We're going to cover two methods based on who will own the device. The first is registration into your own OEM remote account, where you define the services ahead of time and will be the one accessing them. This is ideal for fleet management. The second is registration into an end user's account, where they will define and access the services they want, and you provide the interface to register the device. This would be great functionality if you were selling routers or IP cameras with baked-in private access functionality. So we will start with the basic setup and installation, and at the end, show you some customizations that you can do to your device, but prior to it being registered. So let's jump into the first method. As you can see here, I've got a Raspberry Pi with Buster installed already. I've SSH to it just using the local IP right now. And the first thing we're going to do is actually clean the device of existing remote installations. So I'm using apt as a package manager in this example. You'll adapt the command to your package manager. And I'm mentioning the ConnectD installer as there is a lot of documentation for this older package, and it will conflict with the new installation. So we just want to get that removed and make sure we're at a clean slate. So we're going to do sudo apt remove remote. Not currently installed, but we are going to do sudo dpkg purge remote so that any config files are left on the device are completely cleared out. And then the last one, we're going to do a sudo dpkg purge ConnectD. Now that we're all clean, we're going to jump over to the web portal and create a product definition. So go over products, create a new product, create a custom product name for just internal use, and then we're going to select the library that it's on, or the package installation. It doesn't really matter what you select in there. Now we're going to add our services. I'm just going to do SSH for this example, but you can add any number of services that you want. Name it to SSH, and it's going to be calling on local port 22 of the device. And I want to enable the service by default. So at this point, since this is all the services I want to add, I can lock the provisioning files. If I want to make changes to this later, it will not affect existing devices after I lock this product code. Any changes here will also not affect future installations. It will not have an enabled service on future installations. So make sure you get all the ones you want. You can add things to individual devices later, but we're just going to go ahead and lock this provisioning file and submit it. And you see this little eye icon. We're going to click on that and get our bulk identification code. We're going to copy that and save that to a text file just for a moment. And then we will jump back to the Raspberry Pi. Now we're going to do two things. We're going to make an empty directory under etc/remote. And then we're going to make an empty registration file with the touch command under that directory. Since we already downloaded remote, all we have to do is do a sudo apt install file. And this is going to go through its installation steps. Notice at the end that there will be no claim code. So if you do a registration on a single device, registration for a single device, there will be a claim code that you can copy and paste into the desktop app to register that and claim that actual device. So if you see a claim code at the end of this registration, go back and make sure that you followed the first two steps without any issues, and there's nothing else in that remote.it directory. The next thing we're going to do is echo or open the registration file, and write that license key to the registration file. So I'm just grabbing my command. So I have echo identification code sudo t the registration file. Okay. So the only thing that needs to happen here is you need to restart the device. But at this point, this is where I would take the image of my SD card and duplicate it for mass registration, for mass production. So you can restart the device, and on restart, when the device has internet, it will register and we'll see it show up here in our account. Or you can call a refresh function that I will show you on our second method. We're going to jump over to our desktop app. And as you can see here, our new Raspberry Pi showed up in our account with SSH enabled. All I have to do is add my username to the connection string because it allows me to put that in. It's using Pi. I add it to network. I launch it, and it opens up a new terminal, now connected via remote.it. As you see, I'm on the same device, just with a different connection string. And that's really all you need to do for this first method. So I will, again, make that empty directory under etc remote.it and make a blank registration file, the same method I did before, sudo touch etc/remote.it registration. So now I will just do the install. And when this is done, at this point is when I'm going to take my image of my device and propagate it for mass preparation. To provide this to your customers, you will need to provide some sort of UI for the following. The UI will accept the user's license key, and this can be found on all remote.it accounts in the desktop app under More Licensing, or in the account page in the web portal. And all they have to do is copy that, paste it in here, and you will have to write it to the registration file. So I'm going to open up that registration file with Nano, come on over to my desktop app, go to More, Licensing, click to copy. Just paste it in here in the registration file. Save it. And now I can call user/share remote.it refresh.sh, and this will register the device with the latest registration code without a reboot. So you can use this same method on the previous installation as well if a reboot is not what you need. So that is completed. I can go back to my device list, refresh. And you can see here this Raspberry Pi has shown up in my device list. And once it comes online, I can add me as a user, as an end user. I can click Add Service, go to my dropdown, select SSH, put in my default ports and name, save it. And I can add as many as I want here. So maybe I want an HTTP because it's running a web server on this Raspberry Pi. And same as before, you just have to wait for it to come online, Click it, launch it, and you're good to go. If you're looking into this method, we have created documentation for you to provide to your end users. So you can reach out to us at support@remote.it, and we can help you out with that. But let's talk about some of the customizations of what you can do to your device. So you saw that it uses the default name, a host name of the device itself as the device name. That is probably not ideal, and would be the same unless you're changing your host name prior to registering. So under this installation packages, after it has been installed, we do provide a file under user share remote.it, and there's an OEM.sh file where you can modify the R3 get name function, and that is going to give you a value that unique to the device. So if you've written the serial number or name to the device somewhere else and that you want to use, you just pull that out in this function. You can customize that as you need it. People change it to the MAC address or serial number of the device. Warning, please make sure that all your devices have this value populated. Failure in this script could mean the device would not get registered. So that's all you need to make your entire fleet become remote accessible. You can reduce your truck rolls or RMAs by being able to remotely diagnose and update your products in the field. It's that easy. You see how quick that was. Hopefully you found this useful, and we'll be putting out more like this. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the below, and we'll get to them. Thank you.